Hello everyone and welcome back to Commander Clash. This week is anything goes. Let's see what everyone's running.
Hey, it's Phil, and I'm gonna play Alistair the Brigadier and all my favorite cards.
Yo, Misery's back on the menu this week. We're playing our Black Panther deck that we've been dying to bring on to Clash. We're going to be playing with our lands, my land destruction deck, but really I'm not blowing up any lands. I'm just going to be blowing things up and hitting people with my land.
Hey, it's Tomer, and I'm running my personal Melik Izzet Spellslinger Voltron deck. It's all about casting a bunch of instances of sorceries and then Falco punching our opponents with our commander.
I'm Seth, and this week, I'm getting back to my roots by trying to do a bunch of blinking and draw all the cards possible with Magic's spiciest starfish, Plague and Lord of the Beach. This show is brought to you by our sponsors. You can purchase all the accessories we use on the show over at ultimatecard.com, and you can purchase all your cards over at cardkingdom.com/mtdgoldfish. You can also support us by buying some merch over at mtdgoldfishmerch.com or directly through Patreon at patreon.com/mtdgoldfish, where we post exclusive content like deck tours and post-Commander Clash wrap-ups. 4, 3, 2, 1, Clash on! And I get to clash on first with my starfish.
Rigged.
I actually am starting to think you might be right, Tomer. I feel like I have gone first a lot the last month. I'm gonna try.
Not once in my lifetime have I gone first, and every single time Seth has gone first. This might
that I know is not true, and I also don't really want to go first because I'm a catch-up ramp deck.
Oh, okay. Well.
So I'm gonna play an Added Card Waste. I'm gonna tap it and start off taking some damage. First blood myself, and I'm gonna get down Wizard's Class. Right now it gives me no max hand size, and eventually it does more, which I'll tell you about later. Maybe go.
I kept a lot of lands, so let's not draw any more. Oh, okay. Well, this is actually one of the better lands to draw. Thundering Falls.
Okay.
ETB, Surveil 1, taps for it's a mountain in a swamp. Oh, well, that's a easy.
Get that out of here.
Get out of there.
Oh, wait, I'm last. So there's still
pass.
Yeah. I'm probably also going to get a Survey land, but I'm going to look for mine with this Flooded Strand and crack it and the Hedge Maze.
Does anybody play green
Yeah, it's
today?
not a Hedge Maze. I don't know if I play the other Survey lands, but I'll get one if I have one. Otherwise, it's a Triumph Go.
I'm not green.
I'm going to start us off with All-Star Arctic Tree Line and pass.
That's a very grim land.
Someone really wants that mana fixing. I respect it.
Baby! I got
Someone's
perfect
fetching
colors.
a lot of force.
I'm going to play creature number 1. I'm going to play Eighth Raven Inspector. When it enters, it does a little investigation and makes me a clue token, which exists somewhere in my big pile of tokens here. And then
I only play one Surveyor.
no Surveil? Oh, that's a bummer. I'm going to play Seagate Restoration as a land that I'm about to flip and go ahead.
Not a land. Not a land! We did it. We got, let's get an island in here. And let us play an unplayable Magic the Gathering card, Felwar Stone.
Hey.
Taps to add currently
blown up.
white,
Oh.
blue, and green, white. Whatever. Blue is important for me, so that's good. And I'll pass.
I am going to do it, guys. It's happening again. I'm gonna
What?
play a Willow Rush Verge, and I'm gonna start them.
Is it the
or in
Willow
German,
Rush
starte die Motoren. I'll start the engines, and if I get to 4,
It's Bumblebee.
it's actually gonna
Wait,
be
oh.
pretty cool.
Phil, you're German. Is the Autobahn
Yes.
super cool? As an American, the Autobahn's like
fun.
this iconic place because there's no
Yeah.
speed limit, and I always think, oh, that's
the
gotta be
last
so
place on
cool.
Earth. It's the last place on Earth to be free. It's
like-
not that fun because my car isn't that fast, but it's good that I can go fast if I need to.
I'm gonna untap.
Seth, it's not your turn.
No, it's Crimson.
Well, yeah, you untapped.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
Crimson,
distracted
yeah.
by our conversation.
Okay. By the powers of Miku, I play my command tower.
Oh my god. I was actually, my heart stopped for a moment if you were going to actually play Azusa or something. The power
No,
of
no,
Miku,
no,
you
no.
dropped down Azusa. I'm
Miku.
like, oh god, not again. Please.
And then, with my little friend Groot, I'm just going to cast Nature's Lore.
Green player.
The white
Doing the
player's
green thing.
unlocked.
Oh,
The
thank
catch-up
you,
ramp
actually.
is
Yes,
online.
that
You're
was actually
welcome.
key. That was
Then
very
You are
nice.
so welcome.
Are you done after that, or are you doing more?
Yeah, I'm passing after
All
that.
right. Well, thanks to Crim ramping, man, I am killing myself with this pain land. I'm at 38.
Flush
from
Portico
last time.
is what I'm grabbing, by the way. So I'm
We'll
going to
get that surveil on. Before I play my land drop, I'm going to tap 2 mana. I'm going to take another damage from this pain land. And I'm going to play a Sand Scout. When it enters, if someone's got more lands than me, I get to get a desert.
Welcome.
Put it in play tap. And Crim does, because he just natured lore. And I believe I am smart enough to add a desert to this deck, hopefully. Wait, that's a cave. Wait, I can take that. I think I have the Graveyard Hate one. And then actually, just to shortcut this, I'm just going to play a Witch Enchanter as a land, and you can go.
Wait, you're not getting an Arid Archway?
Actually, no, I'm just going to take, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take Conduit Pylons. It's a surveil land, but it's a desert.
Oh, the value. Let's pay 2 mana. Let's Artifact Lane Cycle, Sojourner's Companion.
Oh,
I'm gonna find
tactic. Artifact land to blow up. I know your plan, Tomer.
Don't farewell me, bro. It's fine.
I don't even think I'm playing Farewell in this deck, honestly.
Same.
I am.
I surveilled to the top.
We just have to dodge it for a little bit. So we get Silver Bluff Bridge, and we're gonna put it onto the battlefield as my land for the turn, and then that's it. I'm passing. Shuffle.
I'm gonna play a Sea of Clouds, and is this worth it?
It's always worth it. Show us the Caretaker's talent, Phil.
Worth it. Let me work it.
This deck has Lowness that can trigger Caretaker's talent. It's all my favorite cards here. It's all in here. Yeah, talking about it's all in here, I'm gonna play a card that I play a lot in personal decks.
Ooh,
and I think somebody's going to get a Power Stone. So Thran Spider, reach when it enters the battlefield, me and an opponent gets a Power Stone. Power Stone taps for
power.
Can't be spent to cast non-artifact spells. Who's going to get it though?
I mean, I'll take it because I'll crack my clues with it. So if you want to give it to me, I would love it. But
yeah,
I'm probably the worst person
level up your talent.
I'm probably the
you're
worst
good.
option.
I'm going to give it to Toma.
You're going to give it to the artifact deck?
He's not
I'm
playing
not
artifact.
He's a Spellslinger deck.
He does this to
stupid deck.
rampant growth. So I'm going to swing at Toma. Medican Core has
I thought we
3
were.
power.
I thought we were Power Stone buddies.
Hey, giveth and taketh.
We gotta get that speed somehow.
you take 3, and I'm gonna get some speed.
All right.
And I'm gonna
those speed addicts.
Pass. All right. I'm going to draw. Then I'm going to go ahead and play Inkmoth Nexus.
Oh god, that's not scary
Oh,
at all.
God.
What are you gonna do if the Inkmoth Nexus put some +1/+1 counters on it per chance?
I don't know. I mean, I'm going to play Black Panther.
What does it do?
It's first strike, and then at Survey the Realms, whenever Black Panther or another creature you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on target land you control. You can pay 3 to mine Vibranium, which is move all 1/1 counters from target land onto target creature. If one or more
so
1/1
dead to
counters
be
are moved this way, you gain that much
Strip
life
line.
and draw a card.
Oh my, yeah. I mean, I don't have a counter, but I'm very scared of that.
You know what? We're friends, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
Sure.
allow
Is
it.
that a bluff? That's a bluff.
Remember,
If you have a counter spell, I want you to do it right now.
I value our friendship too much.
There's no
Okay.
counter. I don't
Okay.
believe it.
I just want to say that I love the Marvels so
The
much.
Marvels, they're one of your favorites?
They're
Okay, I'm
they're
glad.
marvelous.
Barring any other more of Tomer's generosity, I'm putting the 1/1 counter on Inkmoth Nexus. And then I'm going to use the powers invested by Miku, Charismatic Conqueror. Vigilance, and whenever an artifact or creature enters the battlefield untapped under an opponent's control, they may tap that permanent. If they don't, I get a 1/1 vampire with lifelink. I'm going to put another counter on Inkmoth.
Well, you're going to be getting
It's
some
Denver.
creatures and counters, I think.
No.
I do.
No, you
that.
can't do this. That's not,
Come on.
not okay.
You guys
You
going to
don't
play all your
like-
creaters tapped?
I get it. I get it.
Are we all
The
going to play?
ones-
Really?
Yeah.
Really? You're all doing it. Okay.
I don't want to die to Inkmoth
I'm gonna-
on turn 3 or something, please.
I don't want me to die to Inkmoth on turn 3.
No, come on, Zach. This is
I'm gonna
Mystic
play.
City all over
I'm
again.
gonna play a Riptide Laboratory as my land for the turn. It can bounce wizards back to my hand for 2 and tap, and then I'm gonna play Spellskite. It's a 0/4 that you can pay in a Phyrexian blue mana to change the target of a spell or ability to Spellskite, and then most
Please tell me
importantly,
it's
actually,
Please.
oh yeah, I will tap it. I will tap it.
Oh my god!
Actually, let me.
I actually had a heart attack.
I'll tap this way as well,
Whack.
so I stop taking damage off my pain land. Because next up, it's Commander time. The Starfish is here.
Oh boy.
Plague on Lord of the Beach. Oh, I love this card so incredibly
I-
much. It's a 0/3 When it enters, you get to draw a card for each creature you control with toughness higher than its power, which would be 1, 2, 3 at the moment. And then you can pay a blue to make something, or a hybrid blue or white, to make something deal damage equal to its toughness rather than its power.
It's tough.
I am going to
right?
tap it if it resolves. Does it resolve?
Yes, we're
I mean, I've seen your Brawl video about that.
Oh,
I
it's
played against it in Brawl.
It's
It
so
draws
insane.
cards.
Oh, I love this card. So I'll draw 3 and go ahead. I tap my creatures like a responsible gamer.
I know. Oh boy, it's land.
Oh, another land? That sucks.
But you know what? It's okay.
Frost Titan.
Because
Melik.
Melik would be a 0/0 and die.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's more hoops to jump through with that card, isn't there?
But I will actually use this Power Stone, thank you, Phil. And I will cast an artifact of it. It is Scavenge Brawler. It's something I usually want to just put in my graveyard by discarding, but here we are. It's a 4/4 flying, vigilance, trample, and lifelink, and then I get a 5 mana exile from the graveyard and put those type of keyword counters on a target.
Oh.
So I'll have it
Melik.
enter tapped, and I'll
like
pass.
it.
I love this card, but usually you don't ever cast it. You just put it in the
Yeah, it's like
graveyard.
an anger or something, right? That you'd rather just mill or discard.
I'm missing land drops.
Ooh.
So
Oh, that's
I'll
not
trade
You have a
you.
Power Stone.
I'm gonna play Restoration of Eiganjo to find one. So
Oh.
let's get one of
Did
these
it.
super
not missing
cool
land drops no
guys.
more.
At least basics are shiny, but man, would this be cool if it was just any planes. Here we go. I'm gonna play it. Then I'm going to tap these 2 for an artifact, and that artifact is Stuff of the Storyteller. When it enters the battlefield, it is tapped, yes.
There we go.
Just like this spirit that it also creates. And then whenever a creature token enters the battlefield, I put a counter on this. And then for 1 white, I can remove a counter and draw cards.
No, is this a token deck?
Phil on a
Playing
token deck?
It's the best of both
Oh,
worlds.
can we go the Squidward thing? Like, my daring today, aren't we?
Yeah. No. This was not an
Is
accident.
Krim playing Mill?
Tokens are the new Civic.
After
Agree.
playing like Angels for 2 episodes, I had to go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4 artifacts, so 4/3. I mean, I gotta get that speed. Sorry, Tom.
Sure.
I would also like to mention Mendicant's
Cool.
actually kind of insane at max speed. So if
Oh,
we can
yeah.
avoid Phil getting to max speed,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
probably
Don't
worth doing
mind
in the
me.
future.
I promise you, I don't have any board wipe in my hand.
I mean,
drawing-
I'm gonna pass.
though.
Blockers might be able to help.
I'm gonna play Yavamaya's Cradle.
Mhm.
I don't actually need
And
mana.
I'm gonna use the power of Miku, aka the command tower. And then I'm gonna cast Aura Shards.
Oh,
God!
no. That's way less fun.
But look, but hold on, but it's the one I got from Chicago.
I think
Look how
I-
Yeah, I
we
don't
did
care
it.
where you got
Just-
it from.
Oh,
Doesn't say
no.
that.
Oh,
There's
God.
a 3-eyed cat.
I actually don't think this is that bad at the moment.
It also kills the rest of my deck, though.
It also kills all
I'm gonna play
my
Destiny
permanents.
Spinner.
Oh boy.
So a creature is entered. I'm gonna blow up Mendicant.
Yeah, I can get
We're
rid of
like
this
meta
speed thing.
can't.
I guess I get a counter from here, so I'm gonna go and give that to. Let me see. I'll just give it to Ink Moth.
Yeah. Why not?
Imagine that.
I'm just gonna swing Conqueror at Tomer for 2.
2 damage. You got it.
Summer's been the blood bag so far.
Well, don't worry. Next turn, I'll have a
I
thing
pass.
that can blow up to Aura Shards.
I would let, yeah, that one shards is going to get annoying. I'm glad I killed the Mendicant.
100% of my hand is artifact, so
It came from Mendicant. I didn't speak up. And
sounds like
it's
a
gonna
Phil
come from me.
problem.
I
only
will
have-
untap and draw. I can't deal with the Aura Shards, unfortunately, but I can play an island. I'm not going to attack Tomer, even though I guess I could. I guess I'm just
Thank
going
you. I
to
appreciate you.
and pass turn.
Okay. Well, blood bag no more until Aura Shards hits me.
Haha. How big is
Come
your
on.
thing, Tomer, with all the words on it? Is that a big thing?
It's a 4/4 flying vigilance trample lifelink. I'm gonna move to combat and I'm gonna smack Krim for 4 in the air.
Okay.
Pachow!
Makes sense.
And I'll gain 4. All that for a little bit of blood. Yeah. And then I'll play a mountain. And if I play my commander, it will immediately die because I have no instants and sorceries in my graveyard. So
Well, that's awkward.
this is not how I drew it
Not
up. I'm gonna
ideal.
pass.
you're kind of playing almost more artifacts than me. I'm going to draw. I'm going to
Kill the Aura
level
Shards.
2. You may discard a card.
does the Aura
when you
Shard
do.
I think it matters to
Return
Phil
targets-
mostly. He said he's got all
Yes.
artifacts in hand.
I mean, once you blow up these
I'm gonna
3, I
discard
think
one of
that's
them.
all the artifacts in my deck, so it should be fine.
I'm gonna discard this research thief. Do I get the Mandican Core No, I'm just gonna get this Flooded Strand. It does enter tapped, yeah. And then I'm going to get something else that enters tapped. It is Toski, Barrow Secrets. Can't be countered indestructible if I hit somebody. I draw a card, and I kind of want to draw a card. I'm gonna swing it, Seth.
I will take the 1.
Pass.
So 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna go ahead and play Loot. Exuberant Explorer. Everyone's favorite. I'm gonna attempt to target Spellskite.
All right, so in
Redirect
response, I will redirect to the Spellskite for 2 life. No, I'm gonna spend 3 mana. I'm going to cast a Ghostly Flicker. So it says exile up to 2 artifact creatures and lands you control, then return them to the battlefield under your control. So I would like to target Spellskite and Plague
so-
with the
Can I
Ghostly Flicker.
Can I read that real quick? Like, is that an instant? Like,
It is an instant, yes.
no. So like, it's gone and then it comes right back.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it disappears and comes
resolves,
right back.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
immediate return.
It's not
But
like
it will
one step.
fizzle the targeting of the aura shards.
He's gonna blink and draw a ton of cards.
I will draw 3, yes.
I will take this opportunity to pay 3 mana, cast Salundi Vision. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal an instant or sorcery card from among them, put them into your hand.
I will say, Tomer, if you're digging for an answer, the Spellskite might kind of be the good guy right now because it actually
right now
kind
it
of stops
seems
the
pretty-
Inkmoth shenanigans to some extent. Like, it helps stop those.
Yes,
But-
yes. I will reveal Inspired Tinkering. Exile top 3 cards of your library until in your next end's turn. You may play those cards and then create 3 treasure tokens.
Okay. So these will blink out. Then they'll immediately come back in. That'll trigger Plagon I have 1, 2, 3 creatures right now that it would draw off of with higher toughness and
But
power.
do they enter tapped?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're gonna be tapped. Yes, of course.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
May I draw 3 cards from the ability?
I got nothing.
All
I
right.
got nothing.
Okay.
So now I'm gonna attempt to move a counter or put a counter onto Inkmoth.
So I can't actually stop that ability because it says creature you control. So
Oh,
Spellskite can't
perfect.
interact with that.
So that's not the scary part, though, right? The Inkmoth itself.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. It is slowly growing, isn't it?
It's almost
Okay, then
halfway there.
I'm just gonna cast
Oh, no.
Scythe Cat Cub.
Sure.
Yeah.
Trample, landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. If this is the second time this ability is resolved this turn, double the number of 1/1 counters. So enters, I'm going to target Spellskite with the
Alright.
Aura Shards.
Well, I am
Wow.
going to pay 3 mana.
Oh, Wizard Battle.
Ouch. Take 1 damage from my
Pretty sure
Adhikar
it's
Ways.
just gonna flicker again.
I'm going to cast Ghostway. Says exile
Yup.
each creature you
Oh
control,
my.
then on the next...
No,
uh, Return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control at the
Am
beginning
I
of the next
really the
end step.
villain here?
Are you
you
a
know
rampant
it.
again?
I
I
think
don't-
canonically you're playing the hero.
So these are all going to blink out for now and come back on the end step.
Oh, I'm going to put a counter on Inkmoth.
The problem with this plan is I imagine this means the Inkmoth's coming for me when the time comes, and I don't have a flyer currently.
God, I hope so.
I'm going to put a the counter on Charismatic Conqueror from Scythe Cut.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to play Windswept Heath as my second land for turn. So this will make it so that if it's the second time this ability has resolved, you get to double the counters on that creature instead. So actually, hold on. I'll put a counter on Black Panther. And then
double the
it'll
counters
get
on it.
1 counter, which will then become 2. And I'm going to go to combat. And I'm going to send all of this at you, Seth.
Okay, I'll take it.
I will pass the turn after that.
All right, so on your end step, my dorks are going to come back. They're all going to be tapped because of your thing. I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3 cards. Let me see if I have a desert then. My Sand Scout when it enters, I get to get a desert. Oh, I wish Strip Mine was a desert. That would make me feel a little at the moment.
I have a demolition field somewhere in my deck.
Dude, you don't have Arid Archway, yeah.
I may have possibly drawn that one.
Scavenger grounds.
I'm going to get the
End of my
Scavenger
existence.
Grounds because it's a desert.
Scavenger grounds reads killed Melek.
Oh, no, you're good, Tomer. You're not my enemy. I will untap and see what we can do. See, Plagon's really good at generating value. I don't know if it's really good at killing anyone. That's the downside of Starfish. Oh, right. I also get a second clue token from a Thraben Inspector, so I'll put this fancy little goldfish dice on there. I'm going to spend 4 mana. I'm going to play a Kaikar Zephyr Awakener.
Oh my god.
It has flying, so it can theoretically block an Inkmoth Nexus. It says, whenever you cast a 9-creature spell, you either get to exile another creature you control and return on your end step, or make a 1/1 spirit creature token with flying.
I'm going to respond.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Whoa.
I'm going to fetch Windswept.
Counterspell.
I'm going to go grab Dryad Arbor.
Sure.
So a creature is entered, I'm going to target Spellskite with that on the stack. And then I'm also getting a counter from a Black Panther, and then I'm also getting a counter from Scythe Cat Cub.
Yeah, that works. So Spellskite will die to the Aura Shards. Kaikar will, I guess, come into play tapped. And so I'm going to play Azurius Chancery. I'm just going to pick up the Conduit Pylon, Surveil Land, and I'm going to pass the turn.
Well, you're not gonna pick up the MDFC?
He's drawn enough cards.
I can draw so
Yeah,
many
fair
cards with
enough.
Plague on. I don't think I need to spend 7 mana on it. Or I don't want to pay 3 more to put it back into play.
Lane check, please.
7 from me still.
7.
Land check? Oh, 3.
5.
I'm also 7.
Phil, you're killing me here.
Sorry.
You want the
What do you got?
What
Is
are
it
you
catch-up ramp?
checking for?
All right.
Surveyor scope?
Scope, right?
Grim, we're buddies today because I'm going to let you make a 1/1, aka
Wow,
and a
boy,
+1/+1 guy.
Surveyor
scope. I can't. Okay, that one, if it enters tapped and my artifacts get blown up, I'm so sad.
Wow.
Now,
Okay.
Surveyor scope, I'm cracking it.
Now I get counters.
Oh,
This
There
does
are
a whole
triggers.
bunch for Crim.
wait, doesn't it just get a +1/+1 counter and a
Yeah,
1/1?
I just get a 1/1 counter.
I don't know.
And an aura
Here's the
shard.
Aura
This-
Shards.
ETB, I'm
Oh.
gonna blow up your scope. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna try to blow up Seth's wizard class.
Sure.
Yeah, I forgot
sure.
there was Aura Shards on the battlefield. All right, I'm cracking Surveyor Scope now, please. I'm going to get 2 basics.
I could have argued that I really needed Kaikar unblocked to untap to block Ink Moth
No, I get
Nexus, but
I get a counter on here.
That's
we
true.
didn't go that direction.
I am the supervillain today. Do as I say.
Nah,
not do.
you're the
It's
supervillain's
fine.
lackey, I think.
Yeah.
Actually.
Sorry, they're spinning it like villains would. You're
I
the
think-
superhero.
You know, like in Marvel Rivals, when like what's his face picks up Wolverine and tosses him like a basketball. I think that was
Yeah.
the
That's what's
move
Yeah,
happening.
right there.
we're Hulk
That was
and
the move.
Wolverine. Although we are really, I mean, Black Panther's there, right here, and you're helping right now.
So now we will finally cast our commander. Oh yeah, Surveyor Scope is exiled. Wouldn't want to recover it. Melik, Reforged Researcher. Power and toughness each equal to twice the number of instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard. So that's 1. So it's a 2/2 right now,
Tomer, don't tap it.
and it'll be tapped.
Don't tap it. I'm not doing anything against
It
you.
will be. There are limits. Oh, and then it has a second ability. Sorry. The first instant sorcery spell you cast each turn costs 3 less to cast. So I'm going to pay 3 less for this Inspired Tinkering. Exile the top 3 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. Create 3 treasure tokens, which will enter tapped, and we'll exile the top 3 cards. 1. Ooh, that is a foil Quiet Speculation. That's a Temur Battle Rage.
Mm.
And that is a big score. And I will move to combat. You know what, Phil?
Whoa.
I'm tired of this. I'm hitting you for 4.
Okay.
And then we'll play a land untapped. A Steam Vent. I'm going to lose 2 life. And I'm done.
Please untap that. I am going to exile this saga, then return it to the battlefield transformed under your control, also tapped. I am going to... I am swinging at Seth. It's just a ping for 1. Toski has to attack, so Toski goes at...
Send it
I
at
don't
me,
know, Seth.
Phil. Send it at me.
No.
Well, I will take 1 and then block the Toski with Thraben Inspector, I guess. It's just a 1/1, right? Your net's not pumped anyway.
Yeah, I just want to
All
draw a
right.
card. I'm gonna tap a white, remove this, draw a card.
How many cards you got in hand, Grim? I'm curious.
2.
Because if you have any sort of like protection spell, though, then
What would I need protection for?
Talking about protection, I'm going to play a
Teferi's protection, main phase.
Forged Thopterix. It's flying lifelink. Each legendary permanent you control has Ward 2. It's also tapped.
No, help me, help you before we get into the weird
How?
blink
What?
game. Untap. Play it untap.
We're already in there.
I won't blow
No.
your stuff up. Just play it untap.
I'm going to pay 1 and Buseju the Aura Shards. I'd rather die to whatever Seth is doing
Wow.
than lose
Sure.
literally all of my deck. Please
Yeah,
somebody
that's-
exile that graveyard. I didn't make a land
fair.
drop because of this. This was my land drop, and
That could've hit.
I just can't
Land
through
drop.
this.
yeah,
I'm sorry,
no.
Grim.
What can
It's,
you do? It could have hit
yeah.
the Ink Moth, but I guess you gotta do a scene play.
I know it's also the ink moth, but as I said, I'd rather die.
Oh, yeah,
that's-
true.
that's fair.
A land has entered, so I'm going to put a 1/1 counter on Scythe Cat Cub.
Still, somebody's got a wrath.
And
It ain't me.
I think Phil has a swords.
Phil is a swords believer.
The question is, How much fun are we having here? 'Cause
I'm so
I have
scared.
an idea. Green, green, white, white. I'm going to play Bright Glass Gear Hulk.
Allow it.
Friend of mine opened this in yellow.
Oh,
Disgusting.
that
So
is-
cool. It's the only color where the yellow actually makes sense. I'm so jealous. It's so...
Yes, yes.
Oh my God.
I'm going to grab Adamantium Bonding Tank, a.k.a. the Ozolith. And then
Mm.
I'm also going to grab Ocelot Pride.
That's a good one.
Ooh.
I put a counter already from Gear Hulk onto Ink Moth. Let's make some sauce happen this turn. These are untapped, so into hand I go. Let me see. How much sauce, though?
Don't get lost in it.
I'm just going to play Walk-in Closet. That's the side I'm choosing to play, which if it were to resolve, it would allow me to play lands from my graveyard.
Yeah. I mean, I can't stop it.
I'll allow it.
Also, it's uncounterable, so I guess that's fair.
I would still allow it, though.
I'm going to go ahead and play Ocelot Pride now. Black Panther, I get a counter. So this is 9 counters. Now I'm going to go ahead and play a land. Land
Sure.
is going to put a counter on Black Panther. Then I'm going to fetch. I'm going to just go and grab a forest, which will now trigger. I'm going to put a counter on Scythe Cat Cub and then double the counters on it. I'm just going to play this again.
Do it again, yeah.
Ooh.
I'll put a counter on Scythe Cat Cub. I'm going to go ahead and spend 1. I'm going to play Adamantium Bonding Tank.
Is that Ozolith?
That's the Ozolith.
Okay.
Mm.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to send 5 First Strike at you, Seth, and then 5 Trample at you, Phil.
All right, so I guess that I will block with Plagon.
I don't block. Yeah, I just take it.
Oh, you're going to take it? All right, so, and then I am going to attempt to cast Blur on Plagon. Exile creature, return to play, and then draw a card.
I got nothing. Does it enter tapped?
I'm actually not sure. So I get a Kai card trigger. So I'm going to make a 1/1 Spirit. That's going to be tapped. I get to draw from the Blur. So let's draw 1. And then I guess it's just going to come into play tapped. And then 1, 2, draw 3 from its ETB.
All you afterwards.
Oh, wait. Are you done then? My turn?
Yeah. All done.
I'm actually wondering if I just have to play all my stuff untapped. I'm wondering if if the actual strategy is to curry favor with Crim to not get Ink Moth attacked. So I'm going to untap and draw.
I do have Ascend, though. I do have the City's Blessing.
Oh, you get your cat stuff too, right?
Well, I think I have to gain life at the beginning.
Oh,
of
you
my
didn't
end
gain life
step,
that turn. Okay.
If you gain life, create a 1/1 cat. Then
Yeah,
if you have
yeah,
the
yeah.
City's Blessing, double the token. So yeah.
Right. Well, I will play Reliquary Tower. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to play a Soul Herder. When a creature goes to exile, it gets a counter. On your end step, at the beginning of your end step, you get to blink a creature that you control. So Soul Herder is going to come into play tapped. And then I will just go to my end step. Do you have flyers, Crim, at all?
No,
Okay.
None.
I'm just going to nug you for 3 then with my Kai car.
I'm down to 32.
I'll have a thing on your end step, too.
Okay, so I will go to my end step. I will target the Plagon with the Soul Herder.
I will pay 1 mana, and I will cast Big Score from Exile. It's going to cost 3 less thanks to Melik. So, additional cast to cast a spell, I will discard a card. It will be Valakut Awakening. And then I'm going to draw 2 cards and make 2 treasures.
I love Big Score. I feel like Big Score is a card you can play in just like any red deck, and it's worth it.
It's so solid. Like it.
It's just yeah.
Yeah, I think the card's very sweet.
Can I blink my Plagon now?
Yes.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3 creatures again. So it's gonna blink. It's gonna come back. It'll be tapped, and I will get to draw 3 more cards. Go ahead, and my Soul Herder will get a +1/+1 counter.
That's a lot of mana.
I don't
you
know
have
how
untapped.
we swing through Seth.
I don't think it is possible anymore. We're going to start with a Pinnacle Monk. When it enters the battlefield,
BFG.
return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, tapped, yes. That'll be Inspired Tinkering.
Just give me a body. It doesn't even hurt anymore. I don't
Well-
blow anything up.
We'll cast Inspiring Tinkering. Again, exile top 3. We'll make a new pile because this one's going to go away this turn. So 1, 2, 3. So 2 lands. I already played a land this turn. And Scatter Arc, which is a counter target non-creature spell, draw card for 4 mana. Oh, no, I didn't. Hey, nice. I didn't play a land this turn. I'm going to play Frostboil Snarl. And guess what?
Can you...
It'll
Oh,
be
Snarl.
untapped.
Wow.
Mountain.
This Homer deck would have
The
been
value.
tapped. That's the only time.
The value.
Tomer has officially won this game. His Snarl came into play untapped.
Oh, and then I made treasures. Doesn't matter if I give. You know what? You're gonna get some treasures, or I'm gonna make treasures. You're gonna get your nonsense
Vampires?
Prim. Yeah.
Woohoo! Heckin' yeah.
Wow.
Now I
All right.
have.
So I have
8.
3 Black Panther triggers, and I'm going to put those counters on my forest.
Step 3 in my master plan. I'm going to pay 2 mana, and I'm going to cast Quiet Speculation from Exile. Search target player's library for up to 3 cards with flashback and put them into that player's graveyard. Then that player shuffles their library. So I'm going to target myself.
We're spell slinging. Nice.
And I'm going to get a couple flashback spells. Okay, we'll get Isengard Unleashed, Past in Flames, and we will get Deep Analysis. The Melik is getting big. Let's see if this resolves, shall we? So I'm just trying to help.
It's not going to help if it's a board wipe, because that's just going to be Seth blinking out.
I'm down for a board wipe.
Yeah, I'm very
If you
sure
want a board
Seth
wipe,
is
I wouldn't even.
gonna blink
If you board
out.
wipe, I won't even blink my stuff out. My stuff will die. I will let everything die.
That's
if you
how
board
far
wipe.
ahead he is.
We'll pay 2 mana, lose 3 life, and Deep Analysis from the graveyard. And then, oh god, we're doing this. You know what? We'll just do this. We'll pay 3 mana.
What is that?
It is Propaganda. Creatures can't attack you unless their control pays 2 for each attacking creature control.
Got it, man.
Turtling up.
Fear me. And then let's go to combat. This Melik is big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a 14/14.
If you swing at me, you know you're going to not get through Seth. I'm just letting you know that now.
But if you don't swing at Crim, you're eventually going to do an Ink Moth. I'm just saying. It's 9 counters.
Inkmoth,
That's a 10/10.
Much easier to deal with than 14 cards, Seth.
What if I just swung for 4? I'm not going to swing with the Melik. How about that?
Oh, no, you can do whatever you want. I don't care. Do whatever you want.
Here's my logic. I swing at Seth with the Melik, and Seth clearly has an answer. He has 13 cards in hand. I lose the Melik. I'm sad.
But
No,
as of right
that's
now,
a possibility.
we can at least juice Seth of the cards, right? We have to.
It's
I
true.
have 1 card in hand.
What if I just take out one of his things?
Sure, try. Sure, try.
Yeah, you might be better
know
up
what?
just attacking me, honestly.
You know what? Like, you gotta
if that's
poke,
your
dude.
plan.
You know what, Seth? I'm not going to even cast Temur Battle Rage. I'm just going to cast...
Yeah.
I'm just going to swing Scavenge Brawler and Melik at you, Seth.
I will crack the fetch while we're at it.
Okay.
I will block Sand Scout on the Melik, and then the Brawler I will not block. All right.
I gain
so
4.
Sand Scout will die down to 21.
That's it for me. Temur Battle Rage is exiled.
I'll keep on top and untap. Crim doesn't have any flyers, right?
You're still hitting me?
I'm just gonna swing at you for 2 Crim. I mean,
the
toss me,
air?
you can just block. And then 1 in the air with lifelink.
Sure. I'll block with
Speed up to 5.
Bright Glass Gear Hulk.
Nothing happens. I'm gonna draw a card. I'm gonna play a Reliquary Tower, and I'm gonna start playing my deck. I'm gonna play Alistair the Brigadier. Whenever you cast a historic spell, create a 1/1 white soldier token, and whenever this attacks, you may pay 8. If you do, creatures you control get +X until end of turn, where X is the number of historic permanents.
Ooh.
Sure, I just want to make some tokens. It enters tapped.
Seems like a good way to trigger Caretaker Assailant. I'll give it that.
Oh, yes. I am going to pass the turn then.
So at the end of Phil's turn, I would like to just pay a white mana, and I would like to cast Ephemerate targeting Plagon. It blinks a creature, and then it gets rebound, so I get to do it again at my upkeep. I get a Kai card trigger, which is going to make another Spirit, and you know what?
Tapped or
Cam?
untapped?
You know what? I feel like I'm safer having 2 untapped spirits and you getting a counter, so it's going to be untapped. Does this resolve the Ephemerate?
Yes, but I will also do something.
Okay. So Plagon's going to exile and return, and it'll put a trigger on the stack. I will put this in play
counter on the
tapped.
floor.
I think, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to spend a treasure, and I'm going to cast Price of Progress. Price of Progress deals 2 damage
Tasty.
to each player for each non-basic land they control. I'm going to take 8.
I'm going to
Sure.
fetch in response.
Ah,
I'm going to go get a plane.
14, I guess.
It's a clean 20.
It's clean 20.
Wait, no, it's not a 20. It's the 10, right? It's 2 for each. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's 2 for each.
I put a land into play,
Double
so I'm going to put a
twice.
1/1 counter. This time I'm going to put on Oscillate Pride.
So I
Oh.
think Seth is
I'm-
more killable now.
Oh, I'm definitely dead. So I get to draw, right? I get to draw 1, 2, 3, and I get a counter on my Soul Herder. Yeah, go ahead.
Very cool. All right, I'm going to untap then. Tomer has how many untapped blockers right now? Because I think we're getting
just a one.
we're getting got again by Price of Progress.
I would like to point out that if I I untap this turn, Tomer gets super blown out by my scavenger crowns. So
that is true.
that gets rid of Price of Progress and kills Malik, actually.
I think it's time. I think we're going to unlock.
What does that do?
So
enough.
when you unlock the store, you make and then if a card would be put in the graveyard from anywhere this turn, exile instead. Okay, so I have to do this first.
I was like, Yogsville?
Yeah.
It's basically Green Yogsville, yeah.
Oh,
when you
God.
unlock it.
I'm putting the counter from the land on Scythe Cat Cub.
Mhm.
I'm going to go ahead and fetch, go down to a cozy
Are you
vault.
a cat deck, Crim?
I got a plains. Then I'm going to play it again. When I fetch, it's going to move it up here, which will then double the counters on this. But now I'm not going to fetch anymore. I don't need to. And then, so now because Forgotten Cellar's unlocked, you may cast spells from your graveyard this turn. And if a card would be put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn, exile it instead. So I'm going to play Aura Shards.
Okay, I will
Yes,
respond.
you are.
I will use a treasure, and I will cast Scatter Arc from exile.
What
Kind
does
of
that do?
target non-creature spell draw card.
Resolves.
Okay.
You draw a card, but my Aura Shard still resolves.
Oh, it's uncounterable. Yeah, he's got
What?
the Destiny Spinner.
Yeah.
Destiny Spinner.
Right, you're right.
I read that card too.
I didn't read
We were
that.
actually
The
talking
comments.
about that one a
Oh,
couple
the
turns ago, and I
comments.
still missed it. Oh,
Oh,
I'm going to play Champion of the Lambhold.
oh, you can't. I can't even block anyway.
So I'm now going to blow up Propaganda.
Yeah.
And then I'm also going to get a counter onto a land. I guess I want Lush Portico.
it's an impressive board.
I guess I'm going to go ahead and move to combat. I'm going to send Oscillate Pride at you, Tomer. And then I'm going to send Scythe Cat Cub at you, Seth. I'm going to send Black Panther at you, Seth. And then I'm going to send all 5 vampires at Seth. Then I'm going to send Gear Hulk at Tomer.
I thought we were Marvel buddies. Chris.
Okay.
I'm only barely clocking you, though. That's not even a lot.
Just cast T Pro Seth.
I don't have T-Pro. I
Oh,
don't
that's
think T-Pro
good.
this deck. Draven Inspector is going to block a 1/1, and a Spirit will block a 1/1, and a Spirit will block Black Panther.
I'll block the 8/8 first strike lifelink with my 4/4 first strike lifelink.
Do you want to respond before first strike? Or
I mean,
or do you
first
care?
strike can resolve. That's fine. I don't care.
Okay, so I'm gaining 8.
I lose
Okay.
a Spirit.
My brawler dies then.
Before the Cub damage hits me, I'm going to channel a Tuara on the
Woo!
Cub.
Nice.
I really want to
Okay.
save that for the Ink Moth because it hits artifacts, but I don't really have a choice here.
So I believe when a creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters
Yeah.
on it, those
You get
counters
it
are
on
added to the
Ozolith, yeah.
adamantium bonding tank, Seth.
What IP is that even from? What is
That's
it?
Wolverine. It's Wolverine.
Oh, see, I don't know the X-Men well enough. So I lose a Spirit. My Thrabes lives. You should lose, what, 2 vampires? And I
will
take
lose 2
3 down to
vampires.
4.
And I gain 5. I'm going to go right to end step. Anything in end step.
Mm-hmm.
No, you were good, I think.
Okay. The beginning of end step, if you gained life this turn, create a 1/1 cat soldier token. Then, if you have the city's blessing for each token you control that entered the battlefield this turn, create a token that's a copy of it.
With that trigger on the stack, I actually am going to cast... I'm just going to cast Hydroelectric Specimen. Not going to do anything. It's just a 1/4. It's just a body on the battlefield. I'll put
Tap
it into
or
play
untap?
tap. So I'll put it into play tap this time, so you don't get a token or a counter.
So I'm going to get 2 1/1 counters on a land, and I'm going to put that on my Lush Portico. Oh, yeah, and then Champion of Lambhold will trigger.
We need a Wrath.
We also get the Aura Shards triggers, right?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
2 Aura
right.
Shards triggers.
Sharding all over the place.
I'm sharding all over the place.
No.
So true, bestie. I'm gonna blow up Phil's flyer thingy that gives ward.
No, the
Sure.
Thopterix or whatever. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Pop,
yeah.
pop.
Then I'm gonna get rid of your little spider.
Mhm.
And that's it.
Guess I shouldn't have reminded you of that trigger. Huh?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
All right, so I untap. At the beginning of my upkeep, my Ephemerate is going to rebound itself. So Ephemerate's going to go at Plagon to blink it. Any responses? This time it'll draw 1, 2, 3, 4. I get a Kai card trigger, which I guess I need to make untap flyers. I have to. So wait, so if I make an untap creature, you get a creature as well? You get one of those vampires?
Yes.
And a
dang
counter.
it. That makes things so much worse because then you also get one. Okay. I'm going to make a spirit token and I guess I put it tapped. Draw 4 this time. Get another counter on the Soul Herder. Is that card expensive? What is the name of that card, Grim? That card actually seems
Charismatic
insane.
Conqueror, I think
Yeah.
is expensive.
It's
I'm
quite
going to have to
good,
look
yeah.
that card up because it actually seems like insanely good. I guess my player's going to be
No.
tapped. Wait, don't put it tapped?
No, just don't run it, please.
Oh, don't run it.
Please.
Wait, why? It's so fair.
So, Tomer,
Yeah.
I can absolutely blow you out. I don't really want to blow you out, but I also don't really want you killing me with your Melics and stuff. How about like a temporary truce? We don't gotta even be full friends if you don't want to. Just like, you want to chill for a turn and I won't nuke your graveyard and you won't smash me with your Melics and stuff?
I won't smash you with the Melic. Like, you don't want me to like get back Price of Progress and just murder you, right?
Well, if you go to get back Price of Progress, I will graveyard. Like, I have to, or I just die. So
obviously,
but I won't kill your Melic for no reason unless you try to kill me or go after your Price of Progress. So
I
you can
mean,
keep
that's
it around.
really fair. I mean,
man, I have so many cards, but I don't think any of them save me. I need to draw more cards. The only solution to this problem is drawing more cards.
And you drew 14 extra cards and didn't hit an answer. What?
Oh, it's not enough. You don't know this deck.
Never enough.
How is that?
I know the feeling, the addiction to card draw.
Oh, I know. It's hard to break.
Yeah.
So
you get the shakes if you don't draw a card at least 3 per turn. I got it. The charge in my hand.
I need to draw more cards, so we're gonna play a Downey Streetwise Lookout, which is a Panharmonicon for creatures that I control with power 2 or less, essentially. And then it also says that creatures with power 2 or less that I control can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. A little evasion in there.
I can block.
Oh my goodness, Crib. Yes, it's gonna be tapped.
This is why I caution not to run this card.
I'm gonna play Conduit Pylons as my land for the turn, so I get to surveil. That's just a wall of Omen, so that'll go to the graveyard. What's the current land count people got?
Do you actually catch a ramp in this 6, time?
9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 lands.
It's on. The catch-up ramp is on if I need it. I think I have to just pass the turn and see what happens. I'm going to go to my end step. Soul Herder would like to blink Plagon, and then that'll put a counter on Soul Herder. Then it's going to come back into play. This time it gets even better. It's still going to be tapped, Crib. But I have a Delney now. So it doubles up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 8 cards.
Jesus.
1, 2, 3, 4. Please, Magic Gods and answer. Oh my goodness! All right.
Okay.
No timeline.
Go ahead.
Where you don't think that that's not the problem.
Actually, wait. End step. I got something.
Maybe you should stop staxing us, Krim, if you want.
I'm factor fictioning on your end step. And you know what, Phil? You've been hanging out.
Hey.
We haven't been too aggressive against each other.
Hey.
I'm going to let you...
Please show me an answer.
Untimely malfunction. Not an answer.
Okay.
Blasphemous act. Cascade Bluffs. Another land. And another land. So 3 lands. Blasphemous act. Untimely malfunction. Please sort these into 2 piles. Or just 1 pile, honestly. And then I'll choose 1 and put it in my hand.
I'm going to give you 2 lands and the act. If you please take this one.
Yeah.
You don't want to play the act.
Oh, God. Seth 100% has like something to...
can you take the middle 3 cards and then the other 2?
We'll take the 2 lands.
I will tell you, since you're
I know.
worried about this. If you cast Blasphemous Act, my board is going to die. Like my creatures will die. There's not a T-Pro or a Mass Flame, so.
All right, they go into my hands. These go into the graveyard, and this grows the Melic.
Tomer, there's no way you're gonna let him sit there. You gotta help him make him cook, dude.
What am I cooking with?
Honestly, I will full swing at Seth if you don't board wipe. Like if I die here or whatever, I lose the board. We're dead. We're dead.
You still have Moth.
No. That's one thing, right? That everyone can kill. Right now, the numbers allow me to push pressure onto Seth.
Yeah, that would all be cool if you wouldn't stack us, though.
Okay.
All on your side.
Okay.
Please stop.
Let me just start.
Stacks pieces if you
Let
want to
me
do
just
this.
start with Pirate's Pillage. Okay, costs 1 less. I discard a card. Let's figure this out together. I'll trigger Pinnacle Monk, and then I'm going to draw 2 cards, pay 2 treasures.
Melic's just the first spell, right? It doesn't give that discount to every spell.
Turn.
Has anyone messed around with the new Samet that, like, if you get to max speed, all your stuff costs 4 or less? I feel like that card could be ridiculous.
That card
you make it work.
It costs 6 or something, right?
It is 6.
I guess.
Yeah, it is expensive.
What do we do here? So the treasures will enter untapped. So Krim, you can do your thing.
I get 2 untapped vampires. I guess I'll aura shards your Felwar Stone because it seems like you're gonna board wipe me.
I'll tap it for blue.
Sure. And then I will aura shards your treasure then. And then I'm gonna put 2 counters, command tower. because it's got Miku. And then Champion of Lambhole gets +2.
I'm gonna crack the treasure in response. I think we gotta try to do stuff.
Malachus, Tomer, Malachus.
Yeah, we're gonna cast Isengard Unleashed from the graveyard.
That card's
Damage can't be prevented this turn. If a source you control would deal damage this turn to an opponent or permanents an opponent controls, it deals triple that damage instead.
Triple act.
Seth, would you like to respond?
I mean, I can't really exile the graveyard and get rid of flashback because it's already on the stack. No, you're good.
Well, I have other things with flashback. That's why.
Wait, okay. What before you cast anything else? What else with flashback do you have in your graveyard? I guess just to be safe here.
Pass in Flames, but that's not very good when you can...
Price of Progress.
Price doesn't have flashback though.
No, it doesn't have flashback. But I
But he
also
could
have...
get flashback.
Where's the Scavenge Brawler? I could also Scavenge Brawler.
Yeah, I think this is fine. Tomer, go ahead.
I just want to do a fast one
I
on you.
appreciate you checking with the flashback stuff.
I got another Prowess Trigger on Pinnacle Monk. Let's play an island. I'm going to pay 5 mana, including the sweet Power Stone. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Power Stone actually
Didn't
kinda
know
beat
you
up.
were
I'm going to use
Not a bad
Scavenge
thing.
Brawler's ability targeting
Sure.
the Pinnacle Monk. So,
Spicy.
put a 4+1/+1 counter as a flying counter, a vigilance counter, a trample counter, and a lifelink counter on it.
Sounds
All
good.
right.
That seems
I
pretty
got
sweet.
nothing.
This is all I got. Combat.
My hand's not quite as big as my deck yet. Yeah, go ahead.
Swing the monk at Seth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
No,
so
man.
cooked. He's gonna kill us.
Yeah, you might be giving my deck slightly too much credit. We're going to tap 2 mana. We are going to cast Momentary Blank targeting Plagon.
No, you don't have a
You
response.
lost.
You have,
Wow.
you have
No.
Kaikar.
The
You
monk.
have a Kaikar trigger.
That'll trigger Kaikar.
Oh my
And
god.
the soul
Seth,
Red.
Help, yo,
please.
put a
Kaikar
body into play,
will make a
untap, so I can blow up
1/1.
a treasure.
I'm
Wait.
going to put it into play untapped, and you can
Okay.
do whatever you want.
I get a vampire.
Wait, don't you
I'm
want
gonna-
me to wipe the board afterwards?
I'm gonna blow up a treasure, so you can exactly only pay.
Wrath
to do
your board after
blasphemous
killing me? I don't care what you do after I'm dead. Like, you can wrath
I
the board or
guess.
not for all I care.
I've
So
got
this is going to
3
bring
vampires.
Plagon. I am going to put Plagon back into play tapped. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to draw 8. And I get a counter on my Soul Herder.
I get a Black
Come on,
Panther
deck.
trigger.
Come on, deck.
So
Oh.
I'm gonna move a counter here, and I get a Champion of Lambhole trigger.
Wait, I still died to the ink moth anyway. It doesn't matter. Even if I wipe the board.
Yeah.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters. If I deal... Oh, man, he's got a treasure. Okay. I was trying to figure out a way to survive. But... All right. I mean, I guess I got to do what I got to do.
I pop the treasure if you make a body.
My mana's awkward. I don't think I can make the body. Okay, I'm going to do something cool, Krim. Well, kind of cool, but don't kill me next turn, okay? How about this? I got a plan. And this lets you keep your board. Just don't murder me with it. 1, 2, 3. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm still going to take 1 because I need white mana. I'm going to cast a Spell Queller.
Okay.
So Spell Queller has a lot of text that doesn't matter, but it's a 2/3 flyer, which does matter. It's going to come into play untapped. So, Krim, you get to
Boom.
make a
4th
thing.
vampire. Pop
And
your
you
treasure,
can-
Tomer.
Can blow up the treasure.
And then I have a Black Panther trigger, so I'm gonna move that counter onto my Miku land and a champion.
And then what I'm going to do is I am going to put 4 toughness, 5, 6, 7 toughness, 8 flying toughness in front of that thing. And thanks to a weird quirk of the wording in these cards, the damage triples after damage is assigned. So if I soak up 8 combat damage, the rest of it doesn't trample through over to my face. So I actually end up taking 0. I'm going to lose my board, but I'm
Can't
not
you
going to take
activate
any
plot?
damage. So
Oh,
that's what I'd like
wait.
to try to do, Tomer, is block with those 3
Oh,
and
no.
take 0.
Isengard Unleashed has failed me. I'm going to deal a lot of damage to those creatures.
Oh, yes.
3
Those
times.
creatures
So
are
it's
very
8
dead, and you're
times
going to gain
3.
a ton of
So I'm
life.
going to gain 24 life, I think.
Oh, my
I'm
body
still
hurts.
very dead.
That's all I could really do, so
Well, at least I
That's
gained
all.
a bunch of life on the way out.
at least I'm not dead, I guess.
Yeah. I got nothing, so I pass.
At the end of your turn, I'm gonna pay 3 mana and cast
Oh, Wayne.
Liberator Urza's Battle Doctor.
Hey.
I
Oh, that's
discarded-
actually frightening.
I discarded an
You may
island.
cast colorless spells and artifact spells as though they have flash, and whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana spent to cast it is greater than its power, put a counter on this. This enters tapped. This is an historic spell. I get a token. A token enters. I get a counter. That's what my deck is doing. But then it all dies. It's-
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
That Aura
untap.
Shards is so brutal for your deck.
It was my answer to artifacts and enchantments.
4. And I want to test out this card. I want to put it into my Manuel's Karga deck, so no better time to test it than now. It is Rama's Ekor.
I almost put that in
Yeah,
this
we've
deck.
seen this.
Yeah.
I'm going to create a soldier. This one's going to enter tapped, just as well as this. When you cast your second spell each turn, draw a card, then create a 1/3 wall token, 0/3. At the beginning of combat of your turn, creatures you control with Defender gain exalted. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'm glad you played that. I want to know how good it
Soldier.
is. It was probably the 101st card in my deck. Like, I actually had one, and it was like the last thing I cut because I was like, oh, it makes things with toughness higher than its power. Like, I cast stuff instant speed sometimes. Maybe it'd be good in this deck.
First of all, I'm going to play an Urza Saga, which could get blown up by this thing, but I'm not going to... Oh, right. Liberator gets a counter. Then I'm going to use the Urza Saga to cast a Haywire Might. It is a historic spell. The deck is finally doing the thing. Haywire Might, I'm going to pay 1 green and sacrifice it. Exile target non-creature artifact or non-creature enchantment. I gotta do it, Tom Crim. Sorry. It's...
Sure, okay, yeah.
It's okay, I gain 2 life when Haywire Might dies. And now...
It's exiled forever. It's done.
No
Phil.
fear,
It's gone.
Moth.
You
No
did it.
fear whatsoever.
I'm just gonna attack Seth with this Toski and a Spirit.
All right. I will take 2 down to 1.
Whoa.
Wait,
You're
why
not
don't you want to block the
gonna block
Toski?
the Toski?
Oh, I can block. Yeah, okay. It's only Crim stuff that can't be blocked.
You take
I'll just
1,
block
I
that with the
draw a
specimen.
card.
So I'll take 1 down to 2, which is double the life I thought I had. So I guess we're actually doing all right.
I drew a card. We forgot about the coolest trigger here. When I cast my
Okay.
second spell, which was this. Here's a 0/3 wall. This had to enter untap though. And I'm gonna draw a card for this. Another counter on this. And pass.
Okay,
What?
my turn.
Doing stuff.
I don't know if Crim can kill the entire table or not.
Seth, I
Yes.
said I wouldn't kill you. What if I could kill everybody?
I don't. If you're gonna kill everyone, that's perfectly fine. I don't consider that breaking a deal. If you just killed me, then I would be a little pissed. But if you're gonna kill everyone, that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Or attempt to kill everyone, even if it fails, I won't hold it against you. If you're trying to kill everyone, I'm cool with that.
Thanks, Seth. Okay.
Yeah, friends in death.
Yeah. All right. I need to count some stuff here, but Phil, you're at 27. Homer, you're at 50. But I gotta send Ink Moth at you, right? That's
Yeah.
where I'm at.
Can any of our stuff block? Like, how big is your champion? Your champion lands most of 7/7, so none of me and
7.
Phil can't block with anything.
My Melon can block, but it can't fly.
Sure.
Maybe I punted. Maybe I had to have the Blasphemous Act Resolve. The problem I ran into is like, if I swords Tomer, I did draw the swords, then I definitely just get murdered on the rest of the way around the table. So if I
No.
swords, then I still die. So I was like, well, I got to prevent the wrath and then try to keep Crim from killing me. But
I think
then
I
just kill everyone.
goofed. I think I goofed. I think I should have just went for Crim instead of you. But I was just worried that you're drawing so many cards.
I'm gonna play Scythe Cat Cub. I'm gonna now get a Black Panther trigger and a Lambholt trigger. Oh lord, I really am running out of dice. Okay, then I'm fetching. I'm gonna go grab a forest. So that'll now trigger just Cub. And I'm gonna put that counter on Gear Hulk. I'm going to play a land. I'm going to put another counter on Gear Hulk.
Mm.
And then that'll get doubled. So now, without having to take 1,000,000 damage, I'm gonna do something I really wanted to do.
What did Crim draw?
It's pretty sick. 4/5, leaving up the Windswept Heath. I am actually out of board space. So
Out of dice, out of board space. I think that means Crim doesn't actually win. I think if you run out of dice, then you have
Have
to,
I lost?
You have to forfeit. Yeah.
You
Those
start
are the
having
rules
to
of
use
Commander
like
Clash.
existing dice. You have to move them around. That's it.
I have to kill Tomer because I know he has a board wipe. So I'm gonna play Nature's Revolt. All lands
All
are
lands are
2/2
creatures.
creatures. All of them.
Oh.
Ha ha! I have 2 more
So
blockers.
you have 2 more blockers.
Oh.
Okay.
that can't block anyway. So yeah.
Oh, actually, with that on the stack, I'm gonna fetch. Because summoning sickness. Ooh, caught myself there real quick. All right.
This is lethal, right? It's gotta be.
I'm gonna put a counter on Champion of the
Sure,
Lamb.
yeah.
Oh, from Scythe Cat Cub. I'm gonna animate my land to give it flying and infect. I'm gonna go to combat. I've got my adamantium bonding tank. It's going to trigger. I'm going to put 3 counters on one of my random cat tokens. I'm gonna send Ink Moth at Tomer.
It's activated or whatever?
Yeah, it is activated. Flying.
Okay, so I can't block.
And then I'm gonna send 3 of my vampires at Seth.
I'm at 2. That seems like overkill, Krim.
You're right.
Settle down.
You're right. I'm going to send actually 4 of them at you. So that'll leave me 3 left. I got to go up just because you might have interaction.
Hey,
right?
You got to be safe. Yeah.
So, and then I'm going to go ahead now and just
mana.
swing the rest at Phil. And this includes my lands, baby.
Including the lands
actually, you know
with
what?
the counters.
All right. So here's how this is going to go down. All the vampires at Seth. Inkmoth at Tomer, and then everything else at Phil. Well,
I have no response, and I can't block, so, yeah.
Well, same for me.
Yeah, I don't even know if I have the fog in here, because I do have a lot of blockers. I'm going to pay 1 white.
Draw.
Is it the haze? It's Aurora.
Oh, you could save Tomer by bouncing
2,
Ink Moth.
3. I do have 3 legendaries.
Yeah, you
So
could.
I could actually bounce this. I could bounce the champion, but then I still have 4 blockers. Yeah, I gotta bounce the champion, so I have blockers, right?
That's
and then
probably
I gotta
the best
block
bet,
it.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta play 2 outs, I guess.
Well, that means...
Yep.
That means I can block now.
In the air?
Yeah. My Pinnacle Monk is flying.
Oh my god, I didn't pay attention to the key.
Oh my god. Brutal. I shouldn't have
who would have
me.
expected the surprise auto-war off the top?
Oh, I should have paid attention to the keywords. Well, I played around.
Well, you did play around it, right? You had champion. I couldn't block with it.
No. I could have added more counters or left up mana instead of playing the Nature's Revolt, but I just wanted to play the cool thing.
Because it's funny,
Well,
yeah.
Well, I'm still dead.
Well, I am.
Okay, I have 4 blockers. I blocked
Does
the
it have
4
trample?
strongest things.
It doesn't have trample?
Nope.
Cool.
Oh, I think Tomer actually is going to win this because I'm going to die with my scavenger crowns so we can do his shenanigans.
We'll see. I will block with the Pinnacle Monk. The Pinnacle Monk dies. Inkmoth does not.
Let's let first strike damage happen first. Ozolith gets 7 counters because I forgot my champion left. So the 4 biggest things that Phil can now block are my 5/5 Black Panther, which has first strike, then Gear Hulk, which is an 8/8 first strike trample, and then Oscillate Pride is an 8/8 first striker. And so those are the 3 biggest. Then the next one is my lands. My Miku land or my forest. They're all 5/5s or 6/6s.
Land.
So I have to block the Panther because this only blocks 4.
Does first striking matter to you? Because if not, you could
No.
block the Lush Portico, which is also a 5/5.
I block the lands and the stuff.
Okay, so you'll block the 2 6s.
And
And
everything
then-
on my side dies, and I get a spirit token. I'm pretty sure I'm dead.
Everything else is going to push through, so that's 28.
It's lethal. Oh, I'm at 27.
Wow.
You doing that? So
I appreciate Phil. Hey.
I mean, I don't even regret anything. I hate
Seth, how many blockers did you say you had?
I had 5 blockers.
5 blockers, so
Whoa.
5 vampires will die. So I have 2 vampires left.
And my Monk dies and I gain 6.
I guess I pass. All lands are still creatures, but something to keep in mind, I've gained life, I get a cat, and then I'm going to double every token that I've made this turn.
I think you should just Blast Act, Tomer. Blast Act, blow up all the lands, restart. It's a fair game. Who knows who wins in 3 hours?
So Melik survives the Blast
This
Act.
is going to give by the way, 2 Black Panther triggers.
How many untapped mana do you have?
I have none.
I can make this super fast, or I have to play around like a flawless maneuver or something, and then it's going to take a while.
Kill him. Just kill him. Who cares?
How many lanes do you have tapped?
Oh, God. 13.
All right, we start with this. We geyser it up. We'll make 13 red mana.
I'll
Even with
respond
just
to that.
one opponent, it's
I'm going to
busted.
respond to that because your stuff gets flashback right now, right?
If I cast Passing Flames, yeah.
Yeah, okay, sure, then that's fine.
We'll spend 5 of that mana. I'm going to cast Passing Flames. Each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard gains flashback until end of turn.
I'm going to attempt to sack Charismatic Conqueror to cast Flare of Fortitude in response.
That's good. Okay, well, game on. We're going to dirtle a little bit and see if I have an answer to dumb ink moth. I'm going to pay 5 more. So, bam. I'm going to geyser again. Geyser into geyser. Classic.
Yeah.
Make 13 more mana.
So back up to 16.
I will pay 4 mana. Crim. Factor Fiction on you.
I wish I had hexproof.
Oh, God. Arcane Signet. Reiterate. Another Signet. Search for Escanta. None of these matter.
What
I
is
guess
the red spell?
Experimental Overlord. I can make a XX red, blue and red weird token where X is the number of instant sorcery cards in your graveyard. Then I can return an instant sorcery from my graveyard to my hand.
So for sure, Reiterate and the gold spell are separate. And then Escanta with Reiterate.
Okay.
And then I'll give you, is it Signet with the gold card?
Okay. I have one more Signet.
I guess it'll go with the gold pile.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's probably how I would have split it.
We'll take this. So these go to my hand. Oh no. Are we actually, is this it? I should have kept my Isengard unleashed.
That would have been
Wait.
so good here.
You know what, Crim? Just because. Salundi Vision.
MDFC.
Look at the top 6.
Oh, but you just win if you get trample.
Oh, yeah. Trample would actually do it, wouldn't it?
Although he's kind of shrinking his commander with casting these.
Sundering Eruption. Do you have any non-flying
Ooh.
blockers?
Oh, you
Wait,
win.
out your own land.
Wow.
And then-
So I'm going to
But is it
steal.
still lethal?
I'm going to steal Sundering Eruption.
Nice.
I'm going to
What
cast
is-
Sundering Eruption, targeting my own land because Crim's lands have hexproof. So I'm going to destroy a land. Its controller may search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tap, then shuffle. But more importantly, creatures without flying can't block this turn.
How many spells do you have in your graveyard, though, Tomer? Just do a count because you exiled some.
How many
Oh,
spells
yes.
are left in there? That is.
All right.
So just make sure there's enough spells
2,
left.
3,
Spells
4,
Pinnacle Monk
5,
isn't
Pinnacle Monk
spell,
isn't
though.
a
7,
Oh, it's not going to be enough.
Oh,
7.
Oh, no, I can get there. I can
You
get
can
Oh,
have
there.
spells in the
reiterate.
graveyard.
I'm going to quiet spec. I'm going to quiet
Oh,
spec, and I'm going to
oh,
get 3
nice.
more
There you
into the
go.
graveyard.
Yeah, you have enough
Ooh,
there.
baby.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that does it.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And then, then I swing in
Nice.
with my giant Malik. Crib can't block. And while his life total can't change, the damage still counts. It's because Malik
It's
is
still
a commander.
commander
It's
damage.
commander damage. I'm going to
Yeah.
do lethal commander damage. Crim's life total doesn't change, but he still dies to the commander damage. It's kind of like poison. So, bam.
Wow.
Malik, swing.
Wow.
Ah!
GG.
That was
You're welcome, I
GG.
guess.
God.
ending. Whew.
Wow.
What a Commander Clash. What a game. That was actually a kind of crazy game. Hopefully y'all enjoyed watching it. And we'll be back next week for another one. So until then, everyone, have a great week. And this is the crew signing out.